Welcome to this week's weekly card reading. I am Allison. I am an intuitive, a healer, and a spiritual mentor, really helping others connect back to their own intuition and trusting it. So today is January 5th and it's the new year. So happy new year. I hope you had a wonderful time over the holidays and celebrations and all of that jazz. I have a few announcements before I get into the cards, but I will show you the cards. So there's two messages to choose from. So you can choose from message number 1, which is connected to this card, or message number 2, which is connected to this card. And you can just feel in to see what message you're feeling drawn to. Maybe they're both, whatever goes. There's no rules when it comes to this stuff. So before I reveal what the messages are this week, few things. I have opened up spots in my calendar for year ahead readings, and I felt called to doing two different versions. So one version is you will receive a digital report of each month and a card that was pulled, or multiple. The one I just completed had some months had a few cards that wanted to come out, and but every month will have its own report, and I intuitively read into the energy of that month. So I'll put that all in there and I send it to you within 5 business days as a PDF that you can print. And it's pretty and it's all the nice things. And so that's kind of that simplistic. And then the other one is where you would book and we would have, an hour and a half together. I would, go through your year ahead. You'd have a chance to ask any questions, any things that you want to focus on for the year ahead, for me to focus on, to look into. If there's something that you're kind of like, like what's going to happen with my job or whatever, then I can kind of zero in on that. And you also get the beautiful report so that you can kind of follow along throughout the year, as well as your personal oh, come on, man. Your personal numerology report. My God. So I think that's it. Wow, Allison. Words are hard. This is basically all of us, when with our birthdays and we go into this new year, we'll have a number. And so you could be going into a year 2, a year 4, year 5. And I take that information and create a report of like some of the themes for this year based off of numerology. Got it? Got it. And I just showed one thumb has a fingernail, one thumb does not. I am just a hot mess. And then the last one is I am teaching Reiki in person. So you need to be local to me in Victoria. And I'm teaching that in person this weekend. So Reiki level 1 on Saturday, Reiki level 2 on Sunday. If you have one or just want one, or you don't want the other, you can take one or either, or you can take both at a bit, there's a bundled price. So if that is something that you've been like, oh my God, yes, then you can find that on the website. All right. Yay. Okay. Let's get to it. So message number 1, let me just connect back to the image. Yes. So message number 1. So it feels like you might receive unexpected news this week. And what I kind of like felt in or asked, like, oh, okay, like unexpected, like in a bad way, in a good way. Spirit was like, well, it's all on your perspective. So not very helpful. But it made me feel like, it made me feel like for some, it might be something unexpected that in the moment, it doesn't feel that great, but in the long run, it's a better outcome for you. For some, it might be that something you've been wanting, or it could be one of those polarities where it's like, it's a good and a bad. So a good and a bad come from it. And then when I pulled the card, it was, which is, don't you love it? This and that are true. Open-mindedness, perspective, nuance, and complexity. And so that to me was like, what? It's totally on par. So yeah, you might, and this could be, I also like receive like this could be big or small. Like I just don't want anybody to be in this and be like, oh my God, like what's going to happen? Am I going to lose my job? Is somebody going to die? Like it doesn't feel like it's like these I can't speak. These big things. It can be, more of these minor things that just kind of maybe cause a disruption or like a yay, this happened. So if you applied for a job, you might get the job. If, on the other side, it could be like maybe you lose a job, but in retrospect, and like it opens you up to get a even better one type of thing. So it just kind of feels like perspective is a big part of it. So if you do receive unexpected news, and let's just say it's on the bad side, because really, who cares if it's on the good side? Then we're happy. Everybody's excited. So if you receive excited news, that's amazing. And if you receive maybe not so pleasant news, it's just take a step back and see the higher picture to realize how this could be of benefit in the long run. Like it might not feel that great, but in the long run, if you really take a step back and you're like, actually, that relationship wasn't really healthy. So I think this is probably for the best, that type of stuff. Okay. I just feel like I talked in circles. I'm sorry. I think I'm just like, get all weird when I'm like, oh no, I don't want anybody to be scared, but there's nothing to be scared of. Okay. Message number 2. So message number 2, I felt this energy of like an opportunity to be seen, to be vulnerable, to kind of like step out of your comfort zone. The image I received was kind of like a showgirl on stage, those big like feather things that kind of like cover you, and then you kind of like open them up and you're wearing this beautiful like, I don't know, bikini stuff, whatever, showgirls type of stuff. And I felt this image of like opening them and then being like, oh gosh, I'm not ready to do that, or I'm too scared to do that, and it feels very vulnerable to do that. And I kind of was like, at first I thought, maybe for some of you, this is an opportunity to, step on stage or be seen in a broader, bigger way. And for some of you, it's not that big. It's more of a being seen in a vulnerable way, like with your emotions or things that you need to say, or sharing your emotions with somebody that it doesn't feel comfortable, but you feel raw and naked when you do that. So it feels like there's going to be an opportunity to be able to, step out of your comfort and show yourself. It feels like what's holding you back from like embracing this is just these old programs, limiting beliefs passed on from generations, passed on from parents, passed on from grandparents, like just this kind of old thought pattern that's not necessarily you, but it's like really ingrained in there. So it's hard to push past. And the card that I pulled was listening to the ancestors. So inherited patterns, traditions, integrated wisdom versus knowledge type of thing. So sometimes like I can take this card in both ways, and then you can see like the duality in the colors even, is sometimes there's amazing wisdom and knowledge we want to take forward from our ancestors, from our parents, from our grandparents, and traditions that we want to move forward. And then sometimes there's things that we absolutely do not want to carry forward. And it is this lifetime, it is you that is meant to kind of stop that passing on of those thoughts or patterns or beliefs. And so that's up to you to figure out if this is something that you want to continue forward, or you want to be the end of it in your lineage. I hope that's helpful. Have a great day. Bye.